It is just past midnight. Somewhere in the world, every bank server quietly goes dark. Cards stop working, apps freeze. The cash in your wallet is suddenly just paper. For the next 24 hours, money does not exist. So what actually happens? Because the answer, and we know this from real events, is not what anyone guesses. Start with the part that messes with people. Only about 8% of the money on Earth is physical. The rest? Numbers. Just numbers on hard drives in data centers in Virginia and Frankfurt and Singapore. And every day, those data centers move trillions of dollars. Visa's network alone is built to handle up to 83,000 transactions every second. So if that whole system goes silent, what breaks first? Most people guess banks. Wrong. The first thing that breaks is lunch. I will explain. April 28th, 2025. The Iberian power grid loses 15 gigawatts in 5 seconds. 5 seconds. Spain and Portugal gone dark. Around 50 million people. Card readers freeze. Cash machines stop. The shops still open will only take physical cash, and almost nobody has any. In Lisbon's old markets, queues curl around corners as tourists beg locals for change. Household spending collapses by a third in a single day. The bill, around 1.6 billion euros, from one afternoon. And that was just a power cut. Now imagine the money itself is gone. By hour 6, petrol stations cannot sell fuel. Truck drivers cannot refill. Trucks stop moving. And here is what most people miss. Your local supermarket holds only a few days of perishable food. Milk, bread, eggs, deliveries stop, shelves empty, fast. But forget groceries. Because something worse is happening in the hospitals. In July 2024, one faulty software update from a company called CrowdStrike crashed 8.5 million computers in a single day. Surgeries canceled, pharmacies frozen. The global banking sector alone lost $1.15 billion from that one mistake, and that was less than 1% of the world's machines. Less than 1%. Now imagine 100. All day. So who actually pays the price when the money disappears? Not the banks. An 18-month-old girl named Komali in Vizag. In 2016, India canceled 86% of its cash overnight. Komali's parents took her to the hospital with the only notes they had. Not legal anymore. The hospital turned them away. She did not make it. A 1-year-old boy named Kush in Uttar Pradesh denied treatment because his parents ran out of valid 100-rupee notes, and the 500s in their pocket were now worthless paper. And in 2012, when one British bank's software corrupted, a patient in a Mexican hospital was nearly taken off life support because the international transfer paying his bill had just kind of vanished. When the system breaks, it does not break for billionaires. It breaks for the sick, the poor, the very young. By opposition counts, more than 100 deaths followed the Indian cash ban. So a world without money for 24 hours should just collapse, right? Except here is what nobody expects. May 1970. Ireland's 4 biggest banks go on strike. Together, they hold about 60% of the country's deposits. Shut for 6.5 months. The country loses access to most of its money supply. Economists predicted total collapse. Did not happen. Instead, people started writing "I owe us" to each other on scraps of paper, passing them around like currency. And pubs became banks. Because the local landlord knew your face, knew your name, would cash your check on trust. By the end, billions of pounds in homemade "I owe us" and uncleared checks were floating through the country, nearly 3 times Ireland's GDP. Out of all that, only around 750 cases of fraud. So that is the real answer. Take the money away, and the first thing that dies is the supply chain. The second thing is the people who depend on it. But the third thing? The third thing is the lie. The lie that money was ever really paper. Or pixels. Or anything you could hold. Money is trust written down, and trust does not run on a server.